Addison Rae is in this movie? What the f? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I just got done watching Eli Roth's new horror movie, Thanksgiving, and let me tell you what, guys, it's awesome. I really had a fun time watching this movie, and what's sad is that, like, I love horror, but the horror movies that are coming out nowadays, I've just not been liking them. Like, I'll give you a good example. The last horror movie I saw was Five Nights at Freddy's. I was really excited for it. Was it a great movie? No. This, on the other hand, was much, much better. Now, was it a great horror movie? Is it a classic horror movie? No. Let's calm down a bit. But it was a well-shot movie, well-executed, and it just felt like fun from start to finish. This was a good time. I did not waste my money go seeing this. That's what I feel like with most of the horror movies that I watch nowadays. So let me go ahead and talk about the things that I enjoyed about the movie, because there are some flaws that we will get to. It's not a perfect film, but what did I enjoy? Number one, I love the mask of the killer. The John Carver mask is awesome. It's simple yet perfect. All right, there's beauty in simplicity. You don't have to go out of the world and make the scariest thing. It was original, and it was simple, and it was effective. And you know what's interesting about this mask is that John Carver was a real person. I was watching Tiger Belly, which is a podcast that I watch, and Bobby Lee and Eli Roth was on there, and they were talking about the mask. And guess what? John Carver is an actual person, and like, there's only one painting of him, so they based the mask off that. And Eli Roth didn't want the mask to be scary, because in the story, it's like it was something that everyone was wearing around town. So when like there was a killer, you were scared because you didn't know who it was. They didn't want a mask that stood out. They wanted something to blend in, and then like, oh, which one is it?
So they have all these masks, and everyone in town is wearing them. So it can't be like a terrifying mask. It's got to be unnerving and unsettling in context when someone puts it on and starts killing people, because then you look around and everybody's got them.
So I love the mask. And then the next thing is, I thought this movie was very well shot. I mean, not for nothing, it just looked like a very well shot movie. Like from start to finish, it looked very nice. And I can't say that for every movie. I mean, there are definitely some movies that I watch and I'm like, that's why I could tell that this is a point for this movie, because I'm like, this clearly is a step above other movies that are like not as good. And I'm just like, it just feels professional. Like Eli Roth knew what he was doing. It looks nice. It looks like it's a well shot movie. Okay, let's move on. The last thing I'll mention is that I really enjoyed the tension and like all the kill scenes, because I was tempted to say I like the pacing in the movie, but that was the wrong word, because it's not the pacing. It's specifically the tension in those scenes, the scary moments. It works so well. I mean, you're really vested into it. That's why I had such a fun time in the movie theater, because I was just looking at the theater and looking at the screen like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? I love the set. That's another thing. I love the location. I love the setting. They're great set locations, which added to the fun of all. Now, if we're gonna move on to some of the negatives, the acting. I did not like any of the characters. I mean, and you don't have to. It's a slasher film, so take it for what you will. There's supposed to be disposable characters that we're gonna end up watching killed anyways. But goodness gracious, especially the high school kids, man, the acting was bad. And Addison Rae is in this movie. I had no idea Addison Rae was in this movie until like I saw her. I didn't even notice it was her at first, but I remember hearing that like she was in a horror movie and an Eli Roth movie, like in the back of my head. So like I was putting two and two together as I'm watching the movie, and it took me like 10 minutes, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Addison Rae. That's crazy. And I'm not trying to hate, but I mean, she was very unmemorable. She had nothing to stand out in the movie. That's really all I can say. I mean, yeah, you know who else is in this movie? My favorite comedian, Tim Dillon. Dude, Tim Dillon, seeing Tim Dillon on the screen was awesome. I was like, oh my God, that's my favorite. What's he doing in this movie? This is crazy. And so maybe that's how the TikTokers feel about Addison Rae. You know, maybe that's what it is. It's just like people that love to see their people that they like on the big screen. So maybe I'm just hating. Another thing people may complain about is maybe the end goes a little bit overboard. I mean, it is an Eli Roth movie, so I was expecting that. However, the first like 2 acts of the movie are really, really good and like settled in reality. Not reality, but like you'd be like, this could happen. Even the third part, it could happen, but I mean, it just goes, you know, Eli Roth, Hostel and all that, man. He goes bombastic with it, man. I mean, there are some scenes where you're just like, dear Lord, why stop? Enough. But you get what you paid for. This is a slasher movie, so if you're a slasher fan, you're gonna enjoy this movie. If you don't like slasher movies, you might enjoy the first 2 acts, like I said. Then the second or the third act, it could get tough. Last but not least is the twist. I do want to talk about this because I'm mixed feelings, you know. It was effective as a twist. I didn't really see it coming. I didn't expect it to be a twist type of movie. However, you can kind of be like, okay, this is still like a cookie cutter, copy paste, like almost Scream type. We've seen this before. So there was mixed feelings on the twist, but overall I had a good time at this movie. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it if you're a horror slasher fan. Other than that, is it Eli Roth's best movie? No, definitely not. Hostel still reigns supreme for me. I will be doing a ranking video for Eli Roth's movies, so stay tuned for that. I'll link it in the description probably. But Thanksgiving is up there. I enjoyed it. I think it's one of his better movies, so that's what I got for you guys. Comment down below, what did you guys think of Thanksgiving? Leave a thumbs up as always, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.